What's up, Derby Freaks? Just got back to the house here and thought we'd have a little chat, talk about the upcoming season. I'm going to be running King of Ohio in June. So, this winter we'll be working on a car and going to that in June. And then in August, I will be running a team show in Temple Hill that Sean McCollum and Young and Reckless Promotions are putting on. So, we'll be running that. In between, we'll run with whatever we have, whether it's a stock show or, patching up one of our pre-rans. So let's talk about derbies in general. And, I always kind of gravitate toward the team shows now because I just love everything about it. The action, the pace, the work that goes in between each day I enjoy. But the format that Dustin Woods does, it seems like people are kind of turned away from that. I understand it's different. I think, he's made some good improvements from last year to this year. And there's going to be an extra round. And also, if you have bad luck, you have a second chance to run and possibly win some money. I think it's really good to run against just a couple people. And you have to beat them. I mean, you can't hide. And you really find out, where you stand as far as the competition that day. Now, this year it'll be different. There's 2 rounds, so you have to do that twice to get to the feature. But once you get to the feature, there's not going to be many cars in the feature and running for big money. So I know it's $50K to win if he gets 100 cars. He doesn't have 100 cars at this time. So, I'm going to run, and I understand that some people don't want to run that style, but I think this show has a lot of potential, and I think the competition is at a very high level, and you really can't rely on your buddies, in the heat. There's some instances where you might draw a buddy or whatever, but only one of you advances, so that kind of changes things. I do think he's going to put multiple heats on the track at one time, so there'll be multiple groups of 3. I think that will also help the show. I think when you get down to just one-on-one, sometimes it's hard to have that pace. But I think if he's got multiple groups going at the same time, it'll be good for the fans. I don't know why people haven't filled that show up yet. Dustin is a good guy and seems to always stay true to his word and pays what is advertised to pay. I think other than a team show, I think something like the format for big money is important. I do know there's some other promoters having success with hard-hitting derbies and really rewarding reapers, which I think is exciting for the fans. And then the reapers are also kind of like subjective. I do think moving forward as the sport continues to grow and progress, that we have to look to change and do things differently. A lot of big shows that are just individual derbies, it seems like the features are tough to watch for the average fan, right? So me as a derby driver, I enjoy watching those battles, even though sometimes the pace is slow, out driving that guy or a girl and outlasting them to the end. I enjoy that, but really for the sport to continue to grow, we have to really think outside the box, right? So I think pace and action is where it's at for the fans, and that's where it's going to be needed to get people outside of our world, to love what we all love. I think for those of you who don't know where you're going to run this year, I think you should really look at King of Ohio. And, you take guys like Seth Rutherford and some of these other guys that made great finishes last year in King of Ohio. It's really hard to do that at normal shows if you don't have, a few friends with you out there on the track. So I think it's a good opportunity for guys to test themselves against, the Brauns and the Pete Hansons and the Allen brothers. And, there's all kinds of good drivers going to be there. And, you go out there and you give your best and you either win or you don't. But that's what we live for as drivers and builders, right? So I'm looking forward to it. We've got a lot of work to do. I've got, cars to build and stuff like that. But just something to think about and kind of get the conversation going. The Demolition Derby is a huge part of all of our lives, and it continues to grow, right? And, this show is also linked to Gold Rush Nationals, and it's a qualifier for that event. So I think if you get in the top 3, you qualify for that show at the end of the year, which is in South Dakota. And that's going to be kind of like a national championship. So there's a bunch of shows across the country that qualify you for that. I think Iron City Nationals and some stuff out in Utah. And I don't have the list in front of me, but just off the top of my head. So something to think about, Derby Freaks. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody, has a good holiday break. And we're going to be starting on cars here at the first of the year. So appreciate this past year has been crazy, and appreciate all the support. So let me know what y'all's thoughts are on the future and things like team derbies, the format, individual derbies. What can we do to get more fans? What can we do to get more brands involved in what we do? A lot of people don't like what I do on social media and the videos that I do. A lot of people do like it. But for me, it's about helping the sport, and then also building our brand as drivers. And, just yesterday I got told by somebody that I'm not real smart because I put all this money into cars and I tear them up. And that comment always kind of bothers me, but I also know it couldn't be farther, it couldn't be nothing more that's not true than that, because the amount of thought process and the hard work that goes into these builds is kind of second to none for what we do. And it's our passion, and it's what we enjoy to do. And we put on, a show for the fans, and we do put a lot of money into this sport. But I think as time progresses and as things continue to grow, that drivers and builders are going to start getting rewarded, off the track as well. So let me know what you guys think. Shoot me a message, shoot me a video, and we'll see you guys later. Let's go, baby.